All right, first conditional versus second conditional. If you saw some of our previous videos by Mark, he talked a lot about the first conditional, but here's a quick review. First conditional is if plus present tense, subject plus will plus verb. Okay? For example, if I have time, I will help you. So that's a real situation or a likely situation or a possible situation in the present or the future. I'm not sure if I have time, but if I do have time, because I'm a nice guy, I, of course, will help you. All right? Now, moving forward to the second conditional, here we're talking about imaginary situations, something that is unreal or unlikely or impossible. Now, it doesn't always have to be a crazy situation, like this first example. If I won $10 million, I would buy a Ferrari. Right? That's really unimaginable to win $10 million. That's a pretty unreal or impossible situation, or very, very low chance that I'm going to win $10 million. And in my case, because I never buy a lottery ticket, there's a 0% chance I could win $10 million. Unless you give it to me? No? Okay. Let's move on. We can always switch these clauses around, right? I would buy a Ferrari if I won $10 million. So here's an example with that form. I'd live in Switzerland if I didn't live in Singapore. But I do live in Singapore, so I don't live in Switzerland, right? When we look at the second conditional, the real situation is always opposite from what we write here. If I won $10 million, I didn't win $10 million, I would buy a Ferrari. I didn't buy a Ferrari. So that's always the opposite situation. Now, I think this is one thing that students or even teachers get confused with second conditional. It's not always this crazy situation, right? We can do something like this. If I have time, I will help you. If I had time, I would help you. What's the difference? Now, this sentence is showing me that there's a chance. It is likely that I have time to help you, and if I do have time, maybe I have to check my calendar, I will help you. But in this case, maybe I've checked my calendar and I see, oh, sorry, I don't have time. But if I had time, I would help you. Okay? So that's pretty much the basics of the comparison of first and second conditional. Just to remember, real, likely, possible, unreal, unlikely, impossible, if plus present tense, and if plus past tense, and then lastly, will and would. So that's the first conditional for you. I guess I'm going to ask you a question. Comment below. If you won $10 million, what would you buy? Throw it down there. See you on the next video.